You know, I really don't want to be that type of negative person on this. I just want to talk about like one particular thing that I'm sure people might mention, slash I do want to talk about it, and it's something else that's, important to this whole thing. So at least to that degree, I'm trying to add in some other stuff in my own 2 cents that's at least somewhat interesting, at least to my knowledge, I believe. So let's actually talk about this, shall we? So recently, former president of Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé, has decided to retire. He's not going to work anymore. He's just retiring in general. He's not working anywhere else as far as I can tell. He's not going to, I guess, stay online or in certain places. Maybe he might. But all I do know is that he's just retiring from Nintendo. He's stepping down as president. And a new person is going to take the reins as Nintendo President of America. And that would be Doug Bowser. I don't know much about him in general, but I do know about like a good chunk of information somewhat. He used to be a former, or maybe he is still, head of sales and marketing at Nintendo, although it depends on how you ask about it. And I'm not sure about like his name, whether or not that's a big joke, but it's his real name, so there you go. But he's taking over in the position of Reggie, which I'm pretty sure he's going to be qualified enough on a business level. But a lot of people will say like the big thing that he has to actually match up now is his actual predecessor's shoes in terms of personality, because Reggie has always been a personality type of person in terms of Nintendo, which leads to my point of this video. But I just want to like get off like the quick information and then my feelings towards Reggie and then my point of the video, okay? So Reggie, from what I can understand, is just retiring just to spend more time with his family, which is fine, honestly. I'm glad he's doing that, I guess. And it's nice to see that, instead of like going to work anywhere else or deciding to do anything else, he's decided, I'm just gonna, retire because I'm comfortable at the position as to what I've done and where I'm gonna leave it off, and I'm gonna pass on the railings to somebody else, and they're gonna do the job just as well. Because he does speak heavily and very nicely about Doug Bowser. There's a video on Nintendo's website / on Twitter that you can watch that, it's a nice little clip show, and I have to admit, it does tug at my heartstrings a bit, because I personally did grow up a bit on Reggie to a degree. I understood Nintendo, and as soon as they started going online, stuff like that, Reggie was always the face that Nintendo wanted, or at least in America, that a lot of us grew to understand and get really more, semi-attached to. He was always there talking about different stuff, being awkwardly funny in certain cases, but then building on that and being confident in what he does. He had such a great sense of humor that he poked fun of himself, a couple of other things, and always did other stuff online that would, he should know that was going to be like memed about years later. I mean, this is the guy who said this at like Smash Brothers tournaments.
Able to come back up next time and kick your ass.
This is the same guy who did this with the former president of Nintendo in general, like, from Japan in general, Satoru Iwata. And of course, who can ever forget the thing where he built off of a meme people started to make about him, both in the Reggie bot or Fisa-bot, right? And the my body is ready thing. Also, no Johns. Oh man, how can you ever like hope to step up to that type of personality? But that's something that everyone can at least like agree on, is that if Bowser does decide to go more of a personal route with Nintendo, which he does seem to be trying to do, which I applaud him for, attempting that. And I'm not saying he shouldn't, because that leads on to the point at the end of the video. But real quick, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle for him. Hopefully he does well. Hopefully he gets attention. Hopefully he does, well enough in a lot of different subjects here and there. And hopefully he does something pretty great in terms of what I have in mind for what I was going to talk about. But let's actually focus on, my whole, ending closure on the information. At least let me give off my little, goodbye of sorts to Reggie himself. How do I feel about, Reggie retiring? It's a little bit sad, but at least he's doing it gracefully / doing it on his own terms. I believe so. So you know what? If Reggie's going and he's doing it by himself and decided, nah, I'm just gonna, quit the gaming industry entirely and just gonna sit back, enjoy, spend time with my family, and just, live off what I've earned. That's good. That's fine. That's great that he does that type of stuff. And you know what? I'm hopefully whatever he does in the future, whatever he, decides to do, go fishing, learn stuff, travel the world, whatever he does with his family and with himself, hopefully he has a good life, because he definitely has earned it. Because this is something at least I feel as if is going to be lost with Reggie somewhat, but hopefully it's picked up as a torch of sorts with the new man himself, Doug Bowser. So if Doug actually listens to this, hopefully he does, I hope he understands one thing that Reggie sort of understood. YouTube or any online social media sites in general love a personality, but they love, even better, is when that personality actually understands that, hey, you shouldn't push against the actual thing you're, trying to work with, or, the thing that's gonna get you a lot of attention. You should try to work with it, not against it. Because that's something that I feel as if Reggie really did extremely well with, Nintendo as a whole over here in America that Japan just didn't understand at first. Hey, he actually believed this, I'm pretty sure, or at least he showcased this in a ton of different videos he did with multiple different YouTubers, like freaking Pro Jared, The Completionist. I think Mega64 had him on a skit once, right? Like, there were many different videos, many different stuff, and a lot of other things he's done on YouTube that he's, at least shown support / been, integral in certain parts of YouTube, to the point where he actually, showcases a lot of, collaborations with it that, it's comfortable to see that, because, if this, and don't get me wrong, other Nintendo representatives have done this before, and they've posted videos, and they've, integrated into YouTube to a degree, at least talking with other people, doing crossover stuff, promoting other games, of that similar nature. But the difference here is that with his position as president of Nintendo of America, that was really big that he supported YouTubers or anyone who was making content on YouTube, on Nintendo, on the internet, because, well, of course, everyone should know, before that and at the time, Nintendo was kind of a bit strict on, content for any games online. And to some degree, I can understand it, but to some degree, again, I kind of have to disagree with it. But overall, he knew that if something was online and was getting attraction and attention, that was going to be good publicity for both the game, the company, and, maybe the person themselves, but mainly Nintendo. He knew that that was a benefit to Nintendo. So once he started to, get online and actually, become a face of sorts, and actually, go online and see all these other faces and think, why don't I collab with these people? How about if I do interviews with some of these people and, be a bit of a personality myself to them, and let's see if that'll gain, good attention to Nintendo itself. Hopefully, Doug Bowser understands this too. I don't want him to try to overshadow or try too hard. I just want him to, try to build a relationship with Nintendo fans and YouTuber fans the same way that Reggie did. That, he understands that whatever happens, he needs to make sure that Nintendo, at least on the internet, is seen in a good light enough, or at least they can be a little bit less strict about it. So, they have sort of done that too, but it still needs to be like something that needs to be ingrained and needs to be showcased. So hopefully he does some things. He doesn't need to do everything, but hopefully he showcases that, yes, we're friendly with the online type of stuff, and we're going to, showcase our betterment of, ourselves by, collaborating with these people that other people know that are honest, or, personalities that certain people can both trust or enjoy, all that type of stuff. Hopefully that's the case. hopefully that's the case. I don't know whether or not it might be, but either way, Doug is definitely going to have, or Mr. Bowser, as it were, is going to have a lot of, things on his plate on the internet side of things. So, either way, hopefully, Reggie, if you're ever watching this, hopefully you have a good life, honestly. I hope you do. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe more, and, well, here's to you, Reggie. See you next time, buddy. Here's to you, Reggie. You deserve your retirement, and hopefully you're on a, path to whatever it is you want to do with your life. Take up fishing, collect stamps, play Animal Crossing on the 3DS. Whatever it is you decide to do, hopefully you have fun doing it. Just like you gave fun to, or at least had fun with your position on the internet scene as well. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all next time for the next video. Until then, sayonara, my bots. Take care.